Hello everyone, welcome back to another weather forecast video, and today we will be going over the possibility for a major winter storm with major impacts for a lot of the areas in the south here, especially areas like Arkansas, Tennessee, the northern states of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and then some other areas like southern Kentucky, and all these areas shaded in this pinkish color here have a winter storm warning for the possibility of some major winter storm impacts and high snow accumulations. And then these more purplish blue boxes on the outside ring here are a winter weather advisory where there is a possibility for some impacts due to snow totals or just some slick roads. So overall, this covers a large area of the Dixie type area here, spreading all the way from northeastern Texas all the way over here towards the DC area. So we do have the possibility for some major winter storm impacts all the way along this line. Now, once you get more southern here, like the middle of areas like Georgia, that's where you could either see almost all rain, or you could pick up a good 3 to 5 inches of snow. So places like these three states here of Mississippi, Georgia, are gonna really their snow totals are really going to be dependent on where that warm front sends up, and if you're going to get more of a rain type storm or a snow type storm. And a lot of areas that aren't going to get snow down here, more southern areas, could see some flash flooding from this. So this will be happening going into this weekend, so we will have to continue to watch for the flash flooding, heavy snowfall, and maybe some mixed precipitation in the middle. And if we bring it over here to the NAM model, we can get a look at of where this overall what the future radar may look like. We can see we have our lower pressure down here in the Mexico area. We have a higher pressure set up over here. And if we drag this out by about this time tomorrow, so tomorrow afternoon going into the evening, we will start to get some snow and rain setting up here in central Texas before turning into more of a full-blown storm going into the 36-hour period here. We could see some possible snow here in the DFW region, and that's mostly going to be dependent on how quickly that low pressure system can get down there and bring cold air into your area. Otherwise, you might mostly see rain there in the DFW region, and you can really see that line set up where we start to get some heavy snow here in Arkansas, and Arkansas will be a main spot that gets a lot of heavy snow, especially as the storm really gets going. If we continue to drag this out, we could see that by about 45 to 48 hours out from now, almost the entirety of Tennessee will be having snow coming down at that time. And we could see that line setting up there between across these three states here where I was just talking about with the winter storm warnings there. You could either see mostly mostly snow-based storm where you could pick up 3 to 5 inches, or you could even just see mostly rain, or maybe even some mixed precipitation. You get a mix of both. Pick up some snow, get rain, and then back to snow. So I have to continue to watch where that line may set up, and we might get a tiny bit of freezing rain in the middle, but it'll be nothing like we had the other day. So we can see this race across and spreads all the way out here towards the DC area, but by that point there won't be much moisture in the storm, so it will get a lot lighter. So you won't see, big blaster snowstorm for that area. And if we look here, we can see we have snow all the way up here in Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois. But the farther you go up, the lighter the snow is going to get. So up here, it'll be more flurries, unless you're right along the lake here. You might get some lake enhancement, pick up some extra snow totals. Otherwise, the majority of these snow totals are going to be right in this Arkansas region spreading into Tennessee, maybe northeastern Texas, and then some northern areas like Mississippi or Georgia. And now if we bring it over here to our snow total map, we can get an idea of where we may be looking at the most major snow totals here. So we're going to see that by about this time tomorrow, we might see some snow starting to pop up here in the northeastern Texas region. And then we could see by that 36-hour period that snow really gets heavy over here in the Arkansas region, where it's showing about a foot of snow in Arkansas before spreading up into Tennessee and then across the rest of the coast, all the way out to the east coast here. So we can see that that main strip is kind of going to be from eastern Oklahoma all the way through Arkansas before reaching about middle of Tennessee before that moisture becomes a problem. And the system won't have as much moisture to work with, meaning we'll get less heavy snow rates. But we could still pick up a good 4 to 8 inches almost all the way along this line before lightening up as it gets towards the east coast here. But overall, we're going to be looking at the main pockets of snow where we could see over a foot of snow. Somewhere between Oklahoma and Tennessee. We could see some higher local snow totals setting up. Otherwise, we'll probably be looking at a more general snowstorm here of anywhere between like 6 to 10 inches. But we could see some local areas, especially here in Arkansas. They've been painted in as a big picture the last couple days. So, but anyone in those winter storm warnings should be ready for potential winter impacts, and we could see some pretty major impacts from this winter storm here. So we'll want to continue to watch, see where those local heavy snow totals set up as we go out a couple days here. And this will be a pretty fast moving storm. You can see how quickly those totals set up. So it'll be fast moving and could drop a decent amount of snow. And the last thing I wanted to look at here today was our height anomaly. This will give us an idea of where these warm and cold air masses are, and that gives us an idea that translates to the ground of how cold and warm it may be. So we can see here that down in south near Mexico here, this is our low pressure system that's going to cause that snowstorm all the way through these southern areas. It's very far down there, and it's going to sit down there and then expand out. So we're going to get a little cooler up here in the east here, pretty cold for a bit. And we don't get a warm up as we get that next more cold air blast, but it's not much of an Arctic blast. It's more just normal temperatures to maybe a little bit below, but we won't see much of a warm up except for maybe down there near Florida. And then we could see a warm up for kind of the plains area, but only roughly for a day or two before getting swept out again by another possible pretty strong low pressure system. So overall, what we're looking at here is that we'll likely stay at or below average for the next probably about 2 weeks on average across the entire U.S. Now, some more local areas might warm up, but we're more likely to stay at or below average for the next at least couple days into this next week here, and we could see another snow system possibly move through before then. Otherwise, that's what we're kind of looking at. I hope everyone enjoyed my forecast today, and I hope to see you in the next.